Hello and welcome. Looks like we're live, and I will just have to check all the channels. Things are working and moving ahead. Sounds good. Right, let me take some time here. It's obviously a live stream, and I will also be recording a video that I will upload on BitChute. And it's great to have you all here. Welcome to the Gnostic Takeover. I've been away for some time, and I'm just typing in for all the people to join on Telegram and on the Facebook page. This today is a live stream that me and Liz already did today in German. So I won't be able to give you the 100% translation of that. It was also, as you can see, it's night here, was at a different time of the day. I was still very pumped up at that moment. And just 5 minutes ago, I was thinking, well, maybe it's not the best idea to do this video. And maybe leave it, just like I'm basically doing this for myself. However, I thought I can't drop the English-speaking community. It's been such a long time since I've spoken with the English-speaking community. So I'm going to get rid of all these clowns, these ridiculous Trump posts that keep hitting my page. It's ridiculous. I mean, I can't sort it out. If anyone knows anything about it, go onto my Telegram page and write to me how I can get rid of this nuance. So, without further ado, we've got everything set. The live stream is working. It's been a long time since you saw me. I think the last video I did was actually the 6th or the 7th or the 8th of January. And that's nearly a month now. We've got the 1st of February today. It's a new month. It's amazing. So I've got some slides prepared to you. And before I get into any of this, I'm going to start the video also. Let me still check if I'm still on. Yeah. We've got 5 people watching here. Welcome and greetings to everyone. I hope the transmission is also good. Unfortunately, I do not have my internet cable anymore. Cabled internet is definitely the best connection that you can have. And we'll have to deal with the Wi-Fi system that we've got in place here. So it's all about the information. It's all about the quality instead of the quantity. This is what the Gnostic Takeover stands for. And it's about the information. It's powerful information coming from the source, the core of all things. Hello, Rachel. Great that you're on here too. It's amazing. There's so many things going on, and I have not been able to speak in English for some time because me and Liz have just been doing so much work on the German channel, doing the great work in German. And things are just incredible what's going on right now. I can't even believe. Well, everyone here knows at the Gnostic Takeover where we go with Gnosis. the root word of knowledge, that I don't really like to believe anything. I don't like to use, always when I use the word belief, I pull myself up and I'm like, are you serious? We're not doing church here. So I'm just getting warmed up here, starting the live stream and then getting into the video. It's been a, how can I say? I mean, I've made this post, like everyone listening to this here, go and join the Telegram channel. Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it, Rachel? It's unbelievable where we're at. I mean, I don't know the people listening here, especially on the English channel. Most of the people watching on the German channel are in the surroundings here. So I've got no clue what's going on in the rest of the world. I don't check any news. You know what's going on here at the Gnostic Takeover. I am the news. Oh, look, Steve's going crazy again. No, Steve is actually mad and sober on knowledge and getting more and more sober. Steve has done a Trinity ceremony of ayahuasca and datura. Like, and you can't even imagine, all of you here. It's great to be on here again. It really warms my heart to speak English again. It's incredible. And I couldn't let you down here because we did the live stream today of a video called, it's the same title here, Press Conference in Austria, the Corona Speaks, right live from my own little room. And I just lost my trail of thought here. It's just beautiful to be back. Oh yeah. And I did the live stream in German together with Liz. And obviously many of you, you're thinking, geez, what's happened to Steve? He's just blabbling in German. And I had a little joke about it during the press conference that I did in the little room. And I had a little joke. There is no English here. You've got no English. German is not English. You guys, you have to still wait for your language to be in place because Steve cannot talk two languages in one go. They run parallel. It's not possible. I had to get things done in German because we're at the epicenter here in Austria. We're here in, the country is called Austria. Actually, the way I see it, I'm on a specific point in this reality that they call Austria. That's more specific of how I would word it. So I've just given myself some time here, up to like 10 minutes to just get warmed up, have people join the live stream. It's great for everyone to be here, and then I will head into the slides that we presented. I have also got a massive presentation coming your way anytime I get settled from now, because I don't know if the people here are also in the Telegram channel. Underneath in the description, you should find access to the Telegram channel for the Gnostic Takeover, because I regularly like to post things there also. And me and Liz have moved out from our home since yesterday. We sorted all the things out yesterday and we got the hell out of there. And it felt great, transformative. And we've been working for many months now on information that is coming our way from the source of all life directly. We're streaming it. We're live streaming every day. Me and Liz, we sit down every day and we take notes. And we could go on forever. How much information is being given by plant medicine intelligence, let me tell you, it's just the most incredible thing. Hello, Earthling here from Arizona. English is great, good. It better be good, as I was brought up with the language. You see, it freaks people out here in Austria, I reckon. Because I was born and raised in Austria. When I speak German, it actually sounds German. I sound very native. However, it freaks them out because the Austrians are very laid back, cute, cuddly type of people who don't want to get too much into trouble. And suddenly they got this English conqueror, king, warrior type of magician just talking to the mafia directly, talking to the satanic network in the background, manipulating things in the background, working on the energetic realm, fully going for it. This is what freaks the control structure out here in Austria, because they're not used to it. And I've got the language of German. I'm native here, and the warrior spirit, the I'm gonna take you out kind of mentality, which is the successful mentality. So it's a crazy ride, and I've been warming up now for 11 minutes. Let me go for another 13, maybe 15, just to get warmed up and to get everyone up to speed. So me and Liz are out of our former home since yesterday, and we've been doing a series of videos in German, one of which I will translate into English. It's actually a 4-part presentation about a thorough investigation and exposure of the program of mind control that is running here on Earth. It's very, very deeply seated in the psyche. This program is a medium of mind control that keeps people locked in the construct that we in the presentation term the artificial matrix. And the direct translation of the presentation would be the matrix decoded, taking down the control system through activation of the natural matrix. And people will be thinking, well, what is the natural matrix? And you see, there is a difference. This is one of the key aspects of Gnosticism, is discernment. You discern between an artificial matrix that is a control system that we've been locked in for many a year here on Earth, the artificial matrix, and the natural matrix, which is what we are coming forward with, me and Liz, as having successfully transcended the entire technologically controlled environment and grid of the artificial matrix. And we've done this through our work with the plant medicine, ayahuasca and datura. This is the higher intelligence. This is the divine intervention that is taking place here on Earth. However, this medicine, you won't know what it is. It's the most mystical thing I've ever experienced. It's scary at times, scary for me, freaks the hell out of me. And it just makes you completely go into trust. It's unbelievable. There is no other thing I can do than to go into trust in this moment. So anyways, I'm just warming up here, as I said, and now we can head into the presentation. So that's the basics. Just to give another minute, we've been doing these videos and commanding the network directly since about 2 weeks now. You see, the dynamics have shifted. This international criminal crime syndicate that's run by a bunch of Satanists, psychopaths, they're actually psychologists. They run the control system by commanding everyone within their grid of influence, commanding them what to do. Oh, you need to wear a muzzle. Oh, you need to do a test. Oh, you need to get a jab. And now you need to do this. And apparently, they've set up zones now in London also. I get told by my dad. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if any of the shit that they come up with is true. How would you know if you've not been there? Who would you really trust if they gave you this information? And I know my dad just got it from the internet, so the control is just it's just unbelievable. They want to command you. They want to command your life. They want to control your life. They want you to live the life that keeps you stuck in the artificial loop of the artificial matrix, where you are basically an energy supplier for a parasitic control system that is feeding a very tightly knit, very hidden structure of a secret society that I call the Archon Vampire Empire. Is like in Fight Club. I've often described it like that. What is the first rule of Fight Club? You do not talk about Fight Club, and that's the second and the third rule also. And these energy vampires, they run society and they make everyone obedient to the control system. And they want to command you what to do in order for you to stay an energy supplier, okay, where your source as a member of mankind, directly connected to the source of all life, to infinity. Gnosticism doesn't talk about God. It neglects it. I neglect God. Everyone get as offended as they like. If you don't like it, well, go ahead and leave. We talk about the source. We talk about natural order. We talk about nature and not some anthropomorphized concept of a God. Gnostics can't work with that. This is not rooted in knowledge. This presupposes a belief in something that doesn't make sense. Some guy sitting in a cloud judging you. No. They tap into your source energy that you're always connected with, and they need access to this source energy through you. Now, what happens when you break out of that control system? And this is the story of the Gnostic Takeover. The Gnostic Takeover is rooted in the most important principle of natural law that is not mentioned by Mark Passio. For anyone, because there's many people who got into the work of and who got into the knowledge about natural law through the work of Mark Passio. It's a deception. There's a lot of good things in his work. I'm not discrediting all of it. He's done a lot of good work. However, the foundation is wrong. What Mark Passio describes as the principle of care, the hidden principle, is actually the principle of the one. It only takes one. In our case with me and Liz, it's two, male and female, which complements the Hermetic principle of gender, it only takes 1, 2 to take down the control system, the entire control system. And this is what the Gnostic Takeover does, and this is the story of the Gnostic Takeover. So, I'm all warmed up, feeling good now, grateful to be with you, and I would say let's head into the slide. Let's head into the slides. So, hello and welcome to everyone here at the Gnostic Takeover. What I am presenting to you today, and for everyone who's been a part of the live stream, I've just been warming up for 20 minutes, getting really excited and warmed up. I'm ready to go for it. This is it. Share it with everyone you can. Or just engage in what you're about to see here. The world is shifting. The world, reality, is not what we were told it was. There's a glitch in the matrix. And it comes in the form of the Gnostic Takeover. Speaking to you here right now. Maybe we all need attitude adjustment. Shifting our mentality. Getting rid of mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Whoa. Bob Marley inside us. Get rid of mental slavery. What is reality? Recalibrate all the neurotransmitters and neurons in your brain and make them attuned to the heart who tells you fucking criminals leave here. And for anyone who thinks this language is too strong, well, watch me. You think the heart is all just about, oh, let me be in love. This is not the language of plant medicine, which the Gnostic Takeover is in direct alliance with, which is the reason why the Gnostic Takeover can hold press conferences and tell the international criminal network what the command structure on Earth really is. And it's not in their power anymore. It's not in the power of the dark occultists anymore. It's in the power of the voice of reason that is speaking here right now. So we did a press conference today, press conference in Austria, the Corona Speaks, which is the reason why I've also decided to hop on here and share this information with you in English also. The slides I will be using will be in German, so pardon me. I'm going to give you the direct English translation to the best of my knowledge. And this is groundbreaking stuff because we're going through incredible things here at the Gnostic Takeover. As I explained when I was getting warmed up, me and Liz have moved out of our home since yesterday. So again, like last year, we're basically homeless. We've got a full transporter bus outside, fully packed with our stuff. We've still got this bus until tomorrow, and we have no idea what's going to happen next. No idea. So anyone listening here would think, oh, now we've got the proof. Steve is loco. He's a bit crazy, isn't he? Now we've got it. Now he's completely gone nuts. You see, he's moved out of his home and hasn't found an alternative place to live, which is crazy. So, oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to be in this situation. Well, absolutely you wouldn't want to be in this situation. And take the moment to actually contemplate what it means for someone like me or Liz, who's an absolute warrioress. What a lion, what a woman Liz is. And she would have been on here, and she will be with the next one. This woman is amazing. So much you can learn from Liz, because she's doing the same thing. Male and female, absolutely going for it. Absolutely going for it. Because you see, we are being guided by an intelligence that is far superior to any level of intelligence that I've ever accessed in my life. And I've been prepared through working with the plant medicine now more than 2 years that I need to let go of any control over my situation, and that was the only way that I could move forward. It's horrific. And me and Liz, in our work, as I've been away from the videos here, the English videos, for some time, me and Liz have had to face this horror of having to go into complete trust with your guidance system that we all have. It's in the heart. It's heart-based intelligence. And the Institute of Heart Math has done lots of scientific documentation on the intelligence of the heart. This is the groundbreaking stuff that they don't want you to know about. However, the science is really the science that you apply into your own life. There's a lot of things that we can talk about on an intellectual level. Oh, the heart does this. Oh, the heart sends 2.5 more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart, which is an indication that this is the governor of intelligence, the supreme commander, whereas the mind is the servant, or should be the servant of the heart in its correct order. We can talk about all sorts of things, that there's up to 40,000 neuron cells inside of the heart, which shows that it has the function of a brain. So it is actually a heart brain. There's actually a brain in your heart. This is all scientifically proven. However, Gnosticism and the Gnostic Takeover in particular takes this to a whole new level and asks the question, how do we apply this knowledge? It's good to talk. How can we walk the talk? This is the Gnostic Takeover in a nutshell. And previously, we've had a live stream called Jumping Off the Cliff to See If You Can Fly. And this is what we've just done since yesterday. We have no idea where we're going to end up. Everything keeps changing, and our reality is beginning to transform. My perception has been transforming ever since I got up today, up to a point also where I was even freaked out about what was happening. I was freaked out. I was scared of realizing and perceiving my own power and of what is going to happen now. These are great times. The time is running out for the dark occult. I would actually say that it is already off. It is already, their time is already up. They're done. All the agents of the control structure are still following orders of the dark occult because of the unwritten law of habit. They're so mind controlled, they're so used to doing what they're doing, and they still get paid, they still got their wacky little idiot jobs as politicians, as whatever order followers. However, the time has run up for the dark occult, and the Gnostic Takeover has taken charge of proceedings. This is the actual truth of the matter. It sounds weird, it sounds crazy, but let me get into the specifics. And for that, I've got the slides prepared. I've got pictures that are in German. I will do the best to my knowledge to present them in English. And we'll head right into it, I would say. So thank you everyone for joining. Special to speak to you again. I always love going back to English and speaking English. It's actually my preferred language of speaking. I also love German. However, there's just something special with English. So this is how we started our presentation. So I hope you enjoy it. The Austrian government, this is a measure. We're here at Associated Press, okay, Rothschild owned center for sending the fake news to all the fake news media organizations. The Austrian government just came out today announcing that all quote unquote corona measures are going to be ended at the latest on the 30th of June. And they talk about, and this was announced just today, that with the 30th of June, they have no corona measures in place anymore. And the significance of this information is, I heard this from Liz today, and straight away I told her, we have to do a video on this. We have to do a press conference on this. Because, you see, everything runs in synchronicity. This is the real law of reality, is synchronicity. And you always have to pick up on what's going on around you, and what the Gnostic Takeover does, it relates it to its own journey. So yesterday, you have to put this into context. Me and Liz have been doing videos for the past 10 days. Before the videos that we did the last 10 days in German, we have been working very intensively with the plant medicine, ayahuasca and datura. We did a Trinity ceremony, 3 ceremonies inside 1 month with a very, very powerful intention. And these ceremonies, they take time to manifest into reality. And this is what is really having an effect, which I'm going to show to you, a direct effect on the announcements of the dark occult in the background through the media organizations that they control, like APA. So yesterday, me and Liz, we took the leap of faith, the leap of trust. We jumped off the cliff to see if we can fly, and we're still jumping. We're still in the process. And to explain this in the most simplest terms that I can is that we are letting go of control. I've not just done this from one day to the other. I've been prepared for the last months, especially the last year, the last months. Me and Liz have been prepared to take one step further in just actually letting go of control, because we as human beings have been so programmed to control every single facet of our life that the life force energy, our guidance system that is within our heart cannot direct us in our actions, our behavior. It cannot influence our thoughts properly anymore because of the level of control that we ourselves place onto ourselves. Because we've been so conditioned, so programmed into this norm of life. Oh, it's so normal that we, as human beings, have to pay to live in our own home called the earth. Oh yeah, everyone needs a job. Oh yeah, everyone needs to earn money to pay for their rent or their bills, electric bills, the whole energy crisis where they've raised the prices of energy here in Austria. I've heard 3 times as much people are paying now, 3 up to 5 times as much as before. And what this actually has to do with is that it's actually an energy crisis of the dark occult manipulators in the background. They've got an energy crisis, which is why here at the Gnostic Takeover they are called out for directly what they are. The Archon Vampire Empire. They are vampires. The vampires are not getting the energy that they're used to anymore. And then they call it an energy crisis and they increase the price of energy because it's actually their crisis and they want to push it onto all of humanity, which is actually their crisis. And this is what they do all the time. This is what is happening here on Earth. And it's actually of our own doing. Mankind is doing this unconsciously, controlling every single facet of their own life, the way we've been conditioned and programmed, which is the microcosm of how our own lives is being controlled by us because we think we have to do all these things. And that makes the control system function the way it has been functioning over all these years. And what we here are doing is we're letting go of that control. We haven't got a home anymore. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I've got an intention. And I know that reality works this way. Reality organizes itself according to your intention. And this is what I'm putting into my life directly. And there's a difference between talking the talk and walking the talk. So coming back to the slide here. Since yesterday, we've let go of all control. And me and Liz, we felt that something powerful is shifting energetically. And right on the next day, the Austrian government, the puppet government of the dark occult, announces that all corona measures will end at the latest of the 30th of June. And people will say, well, who are you to think that that has anything to do with you? The real perception to take is the perception of the Truman Show. It was shown in the movie The Truman Show that everything relates to what you're doing. This is the right way of thinking, and this is also something that we've been conditioned to not think like that. And people give it a name and they call you a narcissist for believing that everything revolves around you. Well, when you are the danger to this control system, then everything does revolve around you. And there is also precedent to this, okay? In the form of this, so Austria, this actually goes back to Austria was the first country to announce forced vaccinations anywhere in the world. And I have gone into this in previous videos. And the announcement of forced vaccinations in Austria was on the exact day. I can tell you the exact day when this was announced. It was on the 19th of November 2021. You can go and look this up. And I kid you not, you go onto the Gnostic Takeover channel here. You go and look up what video I did on the 19th of November 2021. And I talked about the implementation of the forced vaccination, and that was the exact day where I went to Saint Corona to do ayahuasca and datura ceremonies. One ayahuasca ceremony and two ayahuasca datura ceremonies, where we took down the high priest of Satanism in this country. This is where the Gnostic Takeover was led to make the intention reality, because the intention of the Gnostic Takeover is that we're taking the Earth back. It used to be we're taking the planet back. However, it has now been changed to we are taking back the Earth. This is what we're doing. And as you can see down here, okay, this is the guy with the muzzle here with the tie is the Nehammer, the Chancellor of Austria. Is actually in this period, Austria had 3 chancellors in 2 months because everything was already falling apart there. But they're very good bluffers, you see. They are excellent at pretending that they've still got everything under control when they do not. They do not have anything under control when you can read their bluff. And down here, you can see the 13th of February, where this was announced that the forced vaccination agenda is going to collapse and that they can't implement it, which is exactly what I said at the time in an interview I did with Gareth Icke, that the whole agenda collapsed on the 13th of February 2022. And guess what happened before that? On the 12th of February, I did an ayahuasca datura ceremony with Errol Kaya, that many here listening can remember was a part of the Gnostic Takeover crew. And on the 16th of February, Errol was taken out of the picture by the police after that ceremony. And right after that ceremony, 1 day after that, the whole forced vaccination agenda, where Austria was the first country in the whole world to announce that. They couldn't do it. Yeah, because they're not in power. It's as simple as. What is in power and what has power is the corona, which is a state of consciousness, the highest state of consciousness that we have here on earth right now, and it is speaking to you right now. And I have no worries about it to say that. It just is what it is. I've partaken in 7 ayahuasca datura ceremonies and in 7 ayahuasca ceremonies before that. I've given my whole life to this because I knew this shit had to go. I've had enough. And I just do what I'm here to do. And just as I showed to you here on the 13th of February, on the 12th we did the ceremony on the 12th of February with Errol. Them imposing forced vaccination on the 19th of November. And that was exactly the day I went to St. Corona. And on that exact day, we also did an ayahuasca ceremony. So all these things are connected. So when I give you these examples, this is all documented. You can look all of this up here on the channel that it happened this way. And these COVID measures now, and the announcement that they're going to end the latest on the 30th of June, and it's amazing the statement I'm going to read to you. This directly relates to it. That the Gnostic Takeover is happening, which is destined for glory for all of mankind. This is a quote here by the so-called Minister of Health. Okay, his name is Rauch, and he said, to translate this, the pandemic is leaving, the virus is staying, and we will have to get on with it. And we will have to be able to contain it, so to say. The pandemic is leaving, the virus is staying, and we will just have to see that we can contain it. This is an amazing quote. So I can translate it. This is the bullshit translator, bullshit translated into intelligence of what this man is actually saying, because he is a spokesperson for the hive mind of the vampire hive mind. And what this means is that the pandemic, let's have three parts of this quote, okay? The first part is, the pandemic is over. Meaning, they cannot force the COVID regulations of the pandemic onto the people anymore. That's why the pandemic is over. They cannot, they haven't got the authority anymore to force anything onto anyone, which they didn't have in the beginning. If you were able to see through the bluff, that all of this, as I've been saying for 2 years or more here on the channel, that all of these measures are voluntary. However, now they made this official, and through the bullshit translator into intelligence, the pandemic is over means they've lost total control, and they cannot force anything in the whole world, actually, but Austria having this specific role here in the world, and we've been detailing here on the channel, it's actually the center of Satanism in the whole world. It's also the center of the heart, is in Austria, of the whole world, of the earth, the heart of the earth in Austria. And this is what is actually meant by when the pandemic ends. The virus stays. What do you think is the virus for them? Yeah, it's the corona. The state of consciousness is speaking to you right now. Corona is nothing but the crowning, the enlightenment. It's not Buddha sitting next to a tree, underneath a tree meditating for 7 days. They gave us that picture. It's like a Hollywood movie that, and that's enlightenment. No, that's passivity. Nothing against meditation. Meditation is great, put you into balance, but has nothing to do with enlightenment. It gave you that in order to have all the people passive and to control the esoteric knowledge, which is the most dearest to them. They don't want anyone to know about real esoterics, real spiritual knowledge, because that is what takes them down. Obviously, you will want to control that. So he says the virus stays. Yeah, and he means me as the virus. He means Liz as the virus. He means this growing consciousness that everyone here listening, it's not just me and Liz, everyone here listening is tuning in and making this consciousness grow. It's an organic growth process. The virus stays, yeah, because it's the new level of consciousness. It's the new earth. Of course it stays. And we will just have to contain it. Yeah, and that's my favorite one. You can't contain nothing. You've lost total control. You are in no position to introduce yourself as a party on the table when it comes to Earth. Because what they're doing now with announcements like this, okay, you see this vampire empire, it does not communicate directly to the people in charge. It wants the people in charge to believe and to think, okay, oh, that Steve is totally gone nuts because he thinks that this all has to do with the work that he's doing, and look how crazy he's going. No, he's a fucking prophet who actually trusts himself, trusts his own mind, his own way of perceiving, which is all to do with confidence. That's all it is. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me. All I have is a goal, is taking the earth back and reuniting with the family of mankind. And everything else, I don't give a poop about it. So this vampire club, they do not communicate directly, they communicate indirectly. And I expose that and say, I go right direct and say, you have got no seat at the table. Earth belongs to the consciousness that speaks here, who knows about the natural order, who knows about the natural law, who knows about the hermetic principles and is applying it, and the winner takes it all, and you, the loser, have to fall. It's a direct consequence. This is Gnosticism in action. The corona is speaking here. This is what corona truly symbolizes in this picture. It's an image of Gnosticism, is transcending one plane of existence, one vibratory plane, actually a spectrum of vibration, transcending out of that spectrum of vibration into higher dimensions. That's the corona. This is what they cannot control, and they lose all of control. And it's a total change of perception. It's a total shift of perception away from, oh, we still need to wake the other people up. No, all the Gnostic Takeover is doing is working on its own consciousness, and corona is sovereignty, and sovereignty is not dependent on anyone outside of itself. True sovereignty takes down the entire control system by itself, in full knowledge, in full awareness of itself as the true power source of the universe, of all of existence, and says, no, it is my earth, it is my home, and you leave. You stand up to these criminals. They've got no power. They're pretenders. They have got no power, which is the reason they're running a control grid. So, all agents, this is the shachmat, okay, the checkmate that's happening here on Earth, is that all agents of the control system are infinitely liable in the private for all the crimes that they're committing in the genocide that has been taking place, not only since the beginning of this decade, but all the human trafficking, all the child sacrificial rituals, all the Satanism, all the wars since the Second World War, everything. It's a total system of annihilation, and it all serves to keep perpetual violence happening here on Earth. And they're all infinitely liable. All of them, all the criminals. That's the truth. And this is the shachmat, the system shachmat. This is what takes them down. And the way this works is, okay, just go right back here. You have to identify the nature of this crime syndicate. You have to identify that they are energy vampires. Okay? And with a vampire, you have to know that a vampire has no independent existence of itself. Doesn't. That's why, hence the saying, Dracula knocks on your door. However, you have to open that door for it to come in. Cannot come in if you say no. Okay, no is the forgotten word. It gives you all power. So when you make them liable and tell them you're liable to the infinite, they retreat because they cannot take on this responsibility. When they're liable, when you hold them liable, the responsibility falls onto them. However, them in their nature being vampires, parasitic, they cannot take on that responsibility because they do not have an independent existence of themselves. They're dependent. A parasite is dependent on its host, on the source of its energy. And when you hold it liable and you say, no, you leave, the parasite has to leave because you're the power. This is the basis of how this control system has been operating. And you see, when they can't take the responsibility, what happens energetically is that the command, the center of command, is back in your power. The center of command is with you. It's with us. Everyone listening here who can self-actualize and integrate this knowledge in themselves, because it's one thing hearing it, it's a whole other thing to integrate this knowledge and live your life according to this knowledge. The center of command, this is what everything is about. This is the reason why they have to pretend that they are in command. Okay, these dark occult criminals, when the command has always been with us, where the source of energy resides. And Corona is a signal outside of the bubble. So all these politicians, okay, no matter what face you put on there, they're all different masks on the same face. They're all trapped in a bubble. That's why they all speak the same language. That's why nothing ever changes, and they just continue rolling out the agenda of total control. The Corona that's speaking here, okay, the transcendence, that which transcended the control system, is a signal outside of the bubble. It's a signal outside of the frequency spectrum of this artificial matrix. It's a signal outside of the control structure that they don't have any control over. You see, there's a very, go back to the picture here. You see here, you can see a sphere, sort of like a sphere. It's a plane of existence. And when you transcend one plane, you go into the higher dimensions and you see that there's many more dimensions than to that we can see. So actually reality, there's many realities, like there's many radio stations. Okay, and what these criminals have done is make us believe in the bubble, in this program, what they've programmed us into, where we have been programmed and conditioned into. They want to make us believe that there's only one radio station, when we know that that's total bollocks. It's not true. There's more than one radio station. It would be ridiculous to say, oh, there's only this one radio station. There's only BBC One, but there's no BBC Two. Are you kidding me? Well, it's the same principle applies to reality. There's many, many more realities, and they don't want anyone to access the higher dimensions, which the Gnostic Takeover here, the Corona speaking, is anchored in. I'm speaking to you from the natural matrix, which is the reason why they can't do anything to me or to Liz, we're taking back the earth. We've already done it actually, and we're going to enjoy it. And I'm just going to share with you a little bit about our experience. Today, as we were shopping, after we went for a swim in the river, here it's winter time, so we went in the really cold river, and it was like, ugh, it's horrible, but great afterward. Obviously, you feel great, reborn. We had a black helicopter fly above us and changing direction, like flying over us and then going right back and coming right back to us again. And it was actually hovering right above us. And I was like, I am all power. I am the force. Who are you? And the helicopter just started flying away. This is the sort of thing we're experiencing. Yesterday, when we were traveling and getting the bus, to pick up our stuff, there was so much police presence where we were driving. However, the police had no way of coming into our reality because, you see, we are in another frequency, okay? Like this Gnostic picture, we're in a higher dimension. We're not in the artificial matrix anymore. We're in the natural matrix, which is a signal outside of the bubble, and it's actually the new signal, what they call the new earth, is the natural matrix. And there's so much more to talk about this, and I'll keep it at that for now. The truth doesn't need any discussions. And no, I just have to look this up. Sometimes the word doesn't come to my mind. No negotiation. The truth doesn't need no negotiations. Okay? So these criminals, they want to put themselves in a position of being able to negotiate when they say, okay, oh, it's the end of all measures until the 30th of June. Well, no, it's not going to be the end of all measures. It's going to be the end of you. It's going to be the end of criminals. It's going to be the end of all criminality here on earth. That's what's going to happen, not the end of illegal corona measures. No, it's the end of you. There's no more polluting the earth. There's no more raping the earth. It's no more looking the other way, letting multinational corporations destroy the earth and poison the earth. That's what's ending. And there is no freaking negotiation happening. You're in no position to negotiate, so don't even freaking pretend. And you see, this is a great picture that describes the natural order. That the highest level here, the natural matrix, is above the artificial matrix. Okay, you can also say nature is above culture. Nature is above this control system, and they are feeling the force of this control system. Okay, and that's the force that we are in alignments with. It's the forces of ultimate power. Lightning is striking here on earth. I'm telling you. It is striking. It is divine intervention, divine natural intelligence. And it comes through us when we choose to go in alliance with ultimate power. Like this. The electromagnetism is a beautiful description of the forces of ultimate power. These are the forces that these Satanists feel like nothing else, because they are an absolute bluff. They're cowards. That's what they are. They're cowards, and they are absolutely afraid of beings like me and Liz drinking the medicine, going for it. And these ceremonies have been the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. I mean, this serious stuff that you're facing there. Well, none of these politicians or these gangsters, these criminals, they would never freaking dare to drink the medicine, let alone 14 times like I've done. They would not come close to it because they know the medicine would slay them. The force of ultimate power. It's beautiful. And it's right here. And this is a call, okay? This is a call to, and an appeal, an invocation. This is an invocation to the source of all life force. Because you see, me and Liz, we are directly commanding the network. And this will be at the end of the video. We are commanding the network directly to give us our new home, our new house. We're commanding them to give us a new home, a new house, right by a lake in the Salzkammergut, which is also where the heart of the world is. We're commanding them to give us a new home. And people again would think that's totally nuts, it's totally crazy. Well, you'll have to go and look for a new home on the internet and find out a good a good price for it. Well, you see, the Gnostic Takeover has been guided in this direction because you see, no one donates here to the Gnostic Takeover. I have said it many times. Underneath in the description below, you can support our work. You can make a free donation. You can become a Patreon supporter. However, there's very, very few people who send us donations, and those are the real angels. They are really amazing people who have supported us, and that's the reason why we're still here. However, we're not even close to being able to afford a rent, which is good because we don't complain about things. We're not victims of that. No, we transcend the whole paradigm because the medicine taught us that actually that's the very problem, that you have to pay rent in your own home, which is the earth. And that's what we do. We're problem solvers, okay? We can't afford our rent, so therefore we will go for it. The criminal network has to, and this is just the beginning, the criminal network has to give us our new home. And the electricity bill will be paid by our collateral account, which everyone has here on Earth, by the way. There's so much information to share with everyone. There's a collateral account of everyone where all the bills and everything is always deducted from you, but they just don't want you to know about it. And there's millions on your collateral account, at least millions. And they can deduct the energy bills from there, can't they? No, they created a system within a system where they parasite you of your energy with you have to pay, otherwise the bailiff comes. Well, I hold the bailiff liable, I hold the judge liable, I hold anyone liable who tells me what to do when I've done nothing wrong, when nothing can be proven against me, when I'm a human being with a heart, not harming anyone. You're the criminals, you're liable, and I take you down and I'm holding you liable. That's the language. And that's why this is an invocation, okay? I invoke the source of all life force to be here with us. Because we need a miracle here at the Gnostic Takeover, and we create our miracles. We create the magic, for we are the magic. We invoke the truth onto us, it says here. And we invoke the truth onto all evil. This is what we do. I, as the general of the plant kingdom and principal commander of my reality, Stephen Wybra, I invoke the truth onto me. I invoke the truth onto all evil. All evil now experiences the liability for the crimes that they have committed, and they must follow the orders that I give all evil, because I am the power, I am the source, I am the force that moves all things actualized, activated, and I command all evil I command the entire field of Wetiko. I command the entire network of Wetiko, of the spirit of evil, that you must give me and Lisandra Stadler our new home, our new house, and our new car in the Salzkammergut, right by a lake. Now. I command you must transfer 963 euros onto Lisandra Stadler's bank account. Now. It is so because I say so, because I choose so, because I command so, because I feel so. I feel connected to my reality creation. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Hermetically sealed and protected. This is the invocation I'm talking about. And it's a command of ultimate power. We command the activation of the forces of ultimate power for the elimination of all manipulation, of everything that is oriented against life, and true evil has to be eliminated now. This is what we command. And this has to be so then, because the forces of ultimate power can only come in through us, through our command. This is what solves everything. Is not only do I not consent, I command, I am in command. This is what solves the whole crisis that we've been in since the beginning of this decade. And because me and Liz, with the work that we've done with the plant medicine, as I've shown here in these slides, we've had major influences on how politics and the whole forced vaccination agenda collapsed. This has a direct correlation, prove me otherwise, to the work that we've been doing, prove me otherwise. If there's a contradiction here, otherwise it stands as truth. This is how science works with the principle of falsification. And this is how we move forward powerfully, commanding them, invoking the one and only truth. And then it happens to be so. So this is where we want to live, okay? Here you can see a picture. Oh, it's beautiful. This is the Lake District here in Austria. This is the Wolfgangsee. This is where we want to live, okay? In the Salzkammergut, and there's like at least 10, 15, I'm probably underestimating, 15 lakes in that area. It's just beautiful. Come over to Austria. When we've got our new home, we'll do powerful ceremonies. We'll do the Gnostic Takeover University, and you'll be able to join, and it won't cost you a dime. That's the truth of what we're doing here. Okay? Everyone who's ready for it, and not just for a laugh, everyone who wants to do this, we are creating the new earth. Okay? This is the gate where you walk through. We are the gatekeepers of the new earth. The parasites, the vampires, were the gatekeepers of the old paradigm, of the control system. We are the gatekeepers of the new earth. And we only let in those who really want to know the truth and live by the truth, and who want to walk the path. This is where we're going to live. And it's a big challenge for me often, because it's a massive steep learning curve for me. And sometimes I just can't contemplate how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. This is the daily challenge that I face. It's like, still no notification. Where am I going to live? Like, okay, I have to come back to myself. I have to trust the medicine. I have to trust the medicine. I have to trust the medicine. And that's why it's been such a difficult journey, but let go of all control. You're being guided by the force of ultimate power. Let go of all control. And this is what makes me go on. It's that's what makes all the difference. So in our press conference, which I'm translating here in English, we said that everything has to be given to us. And the handover of four commands that we gave, again, we are the center of all commands. That's the truth. The center of all command is speaking, the corona, and it happens, the handover happens without any conditions. The first command to the network is that you must give me and Lisandra Stadler, because of who we are, because we activated the natural matrix, okay? The natural matrix that's above the artificial matrix. We activated the natural matrix, and we are the gatekeepers of the natural matrix, and the moral command the immoral. This is the natural order. There is a hierarchy to nature, and it's a natural order where morality is at the highest and is in command over all immoral beings. We command that you must give me and Lisandra Stadler a new home, a beautiful, wonderful, huge new home, a new house, right by a lake in the Salzkammergut. The second command is you must give us our new car, because we have a responsibility to give, to let everyone access the corona. We're going to be doing seminars, we're going to be doing presentations, galore, interviews, everything. So everyone gets up to speed with the real information, not just talk about the same old shit. They're doing this, they're doing that. And for that, we need a new car to be flexible. And the keys of the new car are going to be with the keys to the door of our new home. And that has to be, that information has to be given to us, where the keys are left, so we can pick them up. Third condition is they stole this criminal network, these Satanists, they stole Leonie Maria Stadler through agents of the system breaking in. I've talked about this often, breaking into our home, trespassing on private property, and they stole Leonie Maria Stadler, the daughter, from Liz. And the third command is that Leonie Maria Stadler goes back to her mama, to Liz, from her auntie. Yeah, they're all liable to the infinite for crime, for trespassing, and it's infinite liability. Therefore, I can command them. I'm in command. I'm the center of command. Prove me otherwise. Stop wasting my time. Fourth command is you must, agents of the network must transfer immediately 963 euros onto the following account. And this is the account of Liz. Anyone who's listening here, okay? You can support us with this IBAN and the BIC code, Lisandra Stadler. Go and send us some support, because we're not just talking about this, we're actually doing it. We're doing press conferences. We've got black helicopters flying above our heads. Things are going totally nuts. We just trust the source that the right people will hear this and will support us, and we can move forward with our endeavor, with the great work that we share with everyone here. So here they can transfer the money, and we command to be notified via email about the address of our new home, our new house, because we've got a full transporter van full with our stuff. Right now, we don't know where to go, and we need the coordinates. We're saying this not only to the criminal network, it cannot be in their under their control anymore. We're talking to the forces of ultimate power. Okay? to the forces of ultimate power. We need the information of our new home, the address of our new home, our new house now. Forces of ultimate power. We need it now because we deserve to live in a new home. We have solved the corona. We continue walking the talk and we go all the way. We trust all the way. However, we have to be absolutely clear what we want, and this is our will. This is what we want. This is what we want. We deserve the best and nothing but the best, and this is just the beginning. Because these criminals, these vampires, they've taken all the beautiful houses, they've let mankind, slave for them, and they had to work their asses off for them to live in all these luxury houses at the most beautiful locations when they are the criminals raping, pillaging, and murdering the earth. And the earth has had enough of it. We've had enough of it. And we are getting the most beautiful houses at the lakes. And you must give it to us. It is the command that you have to serve. And also, there's only 3 options for agents of the control system. Option 1, it's over. The whole control system is over. You have no control of what's going on here on Earth right now. I know it. And option 1 is you serve the good now. You leave the Titanic and you face the truth. And we're not monsters. Okay, we're not going to hang you. You have to face the truth, serve the good, and follow the command that is given here today. Option number 2 is you eliminate yourself. Option number 3 is you get eliminated. If you do not eliminate yourself, you will get eliminated by the source, by all of creation, because we are upgrading to new levels of existence and it doesn't need. There's no parasites coming into our earth. Okay? There's no parasites that can walk through the gate of our earth. The natural matrix does not hold the frequency of psychopaths and parasites. Simple as. And we're the gatekeepers, we're the ones in command. And this is where we will live. And we are the trailblazers here. We might sound crazy, a little wacky, but actually this guy is actually talking some sense, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. I know I'm talking sense. I know it. Because I trust it, because I know myself. This is where we will live, and we are the leaders of this way of thinking. It's the way of the corona. And it's difficult, this pioneer work, but I love to do it. So address and the keys where we can have them. We invoke the forces of ultimate power to give us this information. Thank you. To this email address, it is sent, and there is no option. There's no other option, because with all the work that we've done, everything that we have done for what we're responsible for, we take full responsibility for the activation of the natural matrix. We have transcended out of the control system, the corona, we've transcended the control system, and we are responsible for the activation of the natural matrix that you cannot control. And we have done this because it is the way of evolution. And the new deadline is you have to follow the order immediately. There is no time anymore. Your time is over. Your time is out. This is our earth. And it's back in our hands. So there you go. This is it. Thank you for listening. It's been quite the day. And again, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I keep checking my email account and nothing there. So, troubling. But what can I do? I can only influence that which I can influence in my sphere of power. That's what I focus on. I focus on the moment, I enjoy the moment, I see the beauty of life that I flow with, I'm one with everything. I love life, I love the medicine, I trust the medicine, and I've deserved my new home. I've been a very, very self-critical mind. I was programmed to be so overcritical. And through the work of the medicine, I got rid of that. I also got rid of my depressions. I have no symptoms of depression anymore. And I'm really, really proud of myself. I speak with confidence here, but you know how long a journey I've been on here? 13 years. 13 years of very hard work, wanting to make a difference. And now I'm making all the difference. I am the ultimate power. And so are you. Come join the Gnostic Takeover. Share this video. Come over to Austria once we have our new home. I'll do the presentation in English also. Massive 5-hour presentation. And you can join us. We can do the medicine work. We can do courses. You can invite us. We'll travel all across the world. There is no limit. This is our earth. And we take out these suckers. Their control system of Plato's cave, having everyone in a narrow field of vision. It's over for you. And there's great times ahead. Only great times. So till next time, all of you, take very good care. Much love from me, and bye-bye.